When the user clicks on the More button, this function, add entry, will be called. Let's define it. Add entry takes 3 simple steps. First, it makes a new entry frame and adds it to the list of entries. Here's our list of entries so far. We'll be adding a new one. This is the result of calling make entry frame. Remember that make entry frame makes a frame with an entry inside it and returns the entry. Next, we need to get rid of the existing More button. And finally, we need to add a new one. Remember that make entry frame will remember as self.lastFrame the frame that was just created. When make more button is called, it puts the new button in the last frame. So the button is taken out of the next to last frame and added in the last one. As we said, the only remaining work is to write the get function. This runs one by one through the entries, pulling out the text in each and forming a list of the result. We'll use a list comprehension. We're going one by one through the entries in the list of entries called self.entries. With each one, all we need to do is call the original get function. That's the method for ordinary entry widgets to find the text. This gives us a list of all the things we get when we call the get method on the entries stored in this list. Our program should be ready to run. Let's test it. This causes a crash. Let's go back and see if we can find where the problem is. Here we forgot to type self. And here we forgot to say that we're setting the text property not of self, which is a frame, but of self.prompt, which is a label. Let's try again. Here's another bug. We should have called the method self make more button in 2 places. Python told us that as we had written it before, it wasn't defined, which is correct. Let's try again. Now we get something that looks right. And appears to work correctly.